I don't spell it that badly. Calm down. I'm not Mace. Man, I really need to get 14 carpentry levels, huh? $14? Do I only need 4? Did I... Oh, I only need 4. I completely missaw my level. Yes, 4. Let's kill a thief and a goblin here. Got combat to hit from passive. 22. Magnificent how you just came in. Nice fun. How was your day then, Eugene? Oh right, yeah, your thing that you gotta do. Your thing. What is that? Never do that again. That was the worst. Plunderers don't really have great loot, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they give good levels though. Oh shit! This. They're immune to fire. You're sick. Other than that, works extremely fun currently. That's good. Bummer that you're sick. Also, Hollow, that is crazy. I'm sorry you had a rough time sleeping, but every charm maxed is nuts. Congrats. That is fucking wild, man. This. I want to pop away this and this. Grab out that thing. Grab out this, I suppose. Yeah. 22, Raka. So I think I'll get myself up to 24 here, maybe? Which should be a level and a half. And then do AFK to get myself up to 25. As well as a little bit tomorrow, probably. To be able to do the Goblin Chiefs. 8 levels from passive, yeah. Yeah, the double experience, don't fuck around. 5 commendations to upgrade the mobility charm? That's horrible. What to play? Do you not want to play Helldivers at the moment, only? Or is it to play something other than Helldivers? Do you not have your mystery game, whatever it was, your point and click thingy? I need 12,000, 112,000 experience. These guys give 11,000 a pop, I think it was. Yeah. So actually won't take terribly too long. It gets 23 at least. 24 probably won't either. I'm starting to feel like maybe Botanist is going to be a problem. Why? You don't reckon? Nine levels to go on it still. I'll hit the Botanist requirement my next week of streaming. I suppose I need to remember that Carpenter gives a lot of KP as well. All of the combat, yeah. Aquamarine. Is that the rare ore in G? That would be quite chill. There's a lot of mining spots there. You need something more stimulating than the mystery game because your brain is sleepy. Wilds? Or are you taking a break from that until the expansion comes out at this point? You don't know how to play it? What do you mean? You play World and it completely overwrote your brain. Amazing. Coal mining. Got a bit of a stockpile. Nice. Good. I don't think you'll need it anymore. I don't feel like this. How much you got left to do? If you built every single charm maxed out, you can't have that much left to do anymore, can you? That's already crazy by itself. Unfortunately, the first knowledge point here has to go into combat. Sadly. And then again at 25, I'll have to put one in tomorrow. I'm assuming I don't finish 4 levels today of carpentry. Would kind of surprise me. But who knows, maybe. And of course we learn how to mill. What do you mean by mill? Because there's like lots of things in my brain that appear when you say mill. Mill cutting? Elaborate. Turning wheat into the flour is one of the things that pops into my brain. Learning weapons, you guess? 420 more master rank. Most of the photos for the achievement. Oh god, that thing's fucking annoying. One more arena quest for 50 fights, then the crowns. Okay, you got a good chunk left to do then. If you're trying to get all of the stuff done. All of the achievements at least. %ing a most hunting game is a fool's endeavor. Especially in World. Getting all the achievements is reasonable. 100%ing World is a fucking nightmare. Piece of metal on the machine, you move the table. Put that metal off. Okay. That definitely seems like the type of thing that would be interesting to learn. Albeit maybe like long-term tedious, but interesting to learn. Like 24, 23 kills here to get up to combat 24. Morris it's unfortunately brain dead. Yeah. Any gear left you can't do. Try and get 50 hunts in every monster for titles you'll never use, yeah. He used to have as a main activity, yeah. Technically cooler than sappy weapons. Cape is there. I think it's the max combat cape. Sappy weapons don't exist. They don't need to. Hey Zero, welcome. My plan on Blight Spores. My current thought was to, at the very least, get to this one, 245 for missing fisherman. And then once I reach the botanist requirement, because I imagine that will happen after I reach the requisite level, I will give it a go just to see how it goes, and then if it's good or bad or terrible or whatever, I'll either try and get a little bit better gear or I'll be done with it, you know? We shall see. I can't AFK my botanist. Because I would need to put 11 fucking knowledge points in it. Which probably isn't as worth of just putting 11 knowledge points of experience into it at this point. Turning, you spin a piece around very fast machine, cut off shrapnel. Very slowly moving couch for moving objects to having the wish outcome. Yeah, that's a late, yeah. That's what I will be doing in this once I've got this combat level. The what, Summers? I'm sure I'll do fine. I hope so. It would be nice to it would be nice to do it before, to get it done early, right? That would be great. I would feel really good about that. To get a quest done before the combat requirement. Make me preen my feathers a little bit. Oh, the combat recommendation, I should say. Can we petition to boycott the new James Bond game? There's a James Bond game? Never even heard that there was one coming out. Till just now. So far it's good, the enemy AI is trash. You put it at milestone 1? That's crazy. Big gun? You like big gun? There. See another James Bond ad, you're gonna do things. Oh, you're getting spammed by it. My everlasting hate of Skyfall, the song, because it was on the radio. Like every single day, I would hear it at least twice in my 15-minute trip to and back from like school or work or whatever I was doing for like a full month and a half. I fucking hate it so much now. Darkside is blue balling you with the level ups. As is the way. Doing it early gives crazy good combat experience, I bet, yeah. You will boycott Modern Warfare 2. There's a screenshot that Raptor sent to me before, Mace, of a Steam group that's called Boycott Modern Warfare 2. And it's on like release day of the game coming out or something. And at least half of them are playing Modern Warfare 2. Hello. How you doing? Was the thingy not a problem? Good. Hopefully it's not. Ah, next week. My week, huh? Crazy is that? I don't take those. No, I don't. So weird. I might, depending on how gear-wise goes, once I've done Missing Fisherman, I might just do the rest of the Botanist levels manually and then try Blight of Spores. And then just see how it goes, right? Just because why not, basically. Might as well. Then I can just put all my knowledge into combat instead, like I basically miss nothing. It's neutral regardless. It's so good. Hey Peanut, welcome. The grind's going good, thank you. How's it going for you? I am getting close to achieving the goals of what I was set here to do. And I'm very proud of it. Very content with that. Came home after a long day work, you're about to open it. Nice. It is incredibly good for that. The relaxation that it has. Solid. Was you at school during workshop? The song you can't remember the name of? You're actively suppressing the memory of it. Yeah, I hate that song with a fiery fucking passion, man. Just constant. All the time, right? Oh yeah, thank you, my dear. I always forget it's up there. Great, Summers. I'm gonna use Raka's roundup from last week, so it's not completely accurate because I've got some levels from AFK and stuff. But I had 51 combat to hit requirements, or to hit what the game has in these little nuggets here. 51 combat, 10 forager, 9 botanist, and 4 carpentry left to get. I have got like 10 combat already from AFK, and then this 2 levels that I've got today. So that's a chunk out of that. Next quest is at 2:30, which I will definitely get this week. That's gonna be easy peasy. And I will get the carpentry for it this week as well. Then it's just gonna be the forager that's the problem. It's good in there, man. Oh. Pumped. Pumped. You like the potato square? Yeah. It fell in a very funny way that it ended up being perfectly a little square there. It's very good. I believe the radio station had an issue that day and realized too late they were playing the same 4 songs over and over and over again. Yeah. It's gone, I'm sorry, Sarah. It had to go. I needed the space. It might be gone, but it lives on in our hearts. Think about it. When I clean my inventory, I could get a bigger potato square if the drops worked out right. Instead of a 3x3, I could have a 4x4. It's for the greater good. Yeah, easy. The greater good. The greater good. Always makes me think of Hot Fuzz rather than Freedom Wars. Until you mentioned the Freedom Wars bit every time, then I'm like, oh yeah, the Freedom Wars. Wow. Feet, hands, shield, head. Okay. How? Don't care about these ones that are like mild improvements. Fish people aliens? Neat. No. Yes! Screw you. I don't think those are going to be better than what I've got, but the one race in 40k that you don't like, crazy. That's not true. Don't you hate the elves with like a fiery fucking passion? Don't you just have like an undying hatred of all elves in every fiction ever? Not every elf, and that's fancy. Oh, they're both fucking the same thing. Why did they call them the same thing, the fucking psychos? God damn it. I'm surprised it's not just space elves, though. It's elves, but they're from space. Actually, well, didn't you say there was space elves, but they're like dead or something? Oh. More potats. I don't think the potato spread's gonna happen, sadly. Not again. Greatness only gets to strike once like that. This should be the last one, I believe. Yep. This little guy gets me up to 24, which hopefully gives the AFK enough to get me to 25. And then I go and maybe finish my carpentry level. I don't know if I'll get 4 carpentry levels today. That seems maybe a bit much, but it'd be nice. Oh, okay, I'm killing one more apparently. My attempt to click away, I have decided to murder. Oh, look at that. It's like a completely fresh one. Amazing. Grim Dawn DLC is on July 23rd. Oh, there's actually a day for it. Nice. Teleport to Hopeport Garrison. Very nice. I hope it is well received. I'm sure it will be. That's like one of those things that rarely is probably relatively hard for them to fuck up at this point. This is like the 3rd one, right? Or 4th one? Okay, teleport Hope Forest. What is happening? I'm doing it. Total level of 533 now, huh? Where does that pop me? Total level of 10,352 in terms of ranking. Nearly top 10,000. Astoundingly 3,731 rank in Hope Forest. Which I still need more levels in. Surprisingly very high. I think U is what I was doing. I think I don't know, I might have been doing tea. Depends if I ran out. I'll have to have a peep. It's very slightly better. Three and a half levels. And that is another non-combat requirement complete. Then it will just be getting missing fishermen non-combat. There's 10 more foraging levels. And trying to sneaky the combat requirements early. If I can. It's not that hard. I do believe you. What are these guys weak to? Oh. Yeah, no. It's the hair beasts that have the relo. Depends how much the quest gives me in terms of experience levels there, combat-wise. I might be quite far away from being able to farm them a lot. $4 Damn. I still have teak. Okay, I can finish the teak off then. One hit on every mistake at your low level probably won't even happen at my level yet. Yeah, well there's an entire milestone of difference between us. The raw stats that gives you, and then also all of the gear stats that gives you as well. Pretty significant. I love being able to just see slow and steady progress. And having that, like, specific goal. It's great. The levels are definitely a lot slower than they were to begin with. 21 combat, 1 forager, 24 botanist, 16 woodcut, 5 carpentry in the first week. It was a little bit longer in terms of hours as well. It was 2 hours more, but that's a lot of fucking levels. Down to 22 combat, 1 forager, 5 botanist, 10 woodcut, 1 carpenter. Down to 17 combat, 1 forager, 8 botanist, 6 woodcut, carpenter, and woodcut done, 8 carpenter. It is definitely a, like, consistent downward trend, which makes perfect sense. But one skill done means one skill that doesn't need levels anymore. Carpentry will definitely get done this week, so that's 2 skills that don't need levels anymore. And only 2 skills left to do. You miss having quests to aim for? Yeah. Yeah, I can... I don't think I would have, like, any motivation to play. If it wasn't for the quests to aim for, basically. It would really just kill my desire to play. I like having those hard, like, set goals. It's gonna be nice when a new episode comes out for you. Whatever that's gonna be. You're doing the objective, teammates levels 20 miles away. Good old cooperative PvEs. Somehow we're meant to be working together and I still hate all my teammates. Got a date? Yeah. Been such a long time, I feel like. I feel like when I was playing that the first time round, we were still talking about that DLC at that point. It's been like 2 years. Oh god. I just remembered I need to get a fucking 99 in RuneScape. Fucking Christ. I haven't even like played any of it since fucking March. The pain. Probably a teleport. A teleport makes sense, right? Teleports are always good. Completely unexpected. It's kind of a nice thing to have in a way, right? Where you don't know what the reward is gonna be. It will just be something like cool, hopefully. They could really just hit you with something out of like the middle of nowhere and you're like, holy shit, this is great. The sewer. And then you can make jokes about it being a shitty teleport. Breaks the puns? No. I will not. I can spot them, but I shall never embrace them. Unless I'm doing it specifically to annoy someone. Which I guess is kind of the whole point, unfortunately. Oh, I thought I was going to get the knowledge, but I'm not going to. Sadness. I was getting like 1% every time I did it. Tons of peak humor. And like the word peak, what that meaning is has been obliterated into non-existence because everyone uses it too much now, so... it means nothing. So, puns are indeed a form of humor. You are correct. They are technically humor. Unfortunately. You too, Raka. You too. I shall never accept puns, though. Oh. Give me my key point. Who's gonna ding this? I think it's gonna be bloody close. Maybe I'll ding it. Hey! Another one down. 8 to go. Is that like 24 points or something? I don't know what that would be. I don't know if it's like 4 at level. Should be 32 instead. Between 3 and 4. I'm probably going to end up just direct leveling that then. Why are the back of my legs cut to shit? What the fuck? What has happened there? Jesus. Been getting at least 2 botanist levels a day. Yeah. So that's the first one. So by the end of the week, I should have 5 more, which would put me on 11. Interesting. Depends how good Forager's gonna be. Not on the knowledge front. Are these periwinkles even gonna be worth doing? Look, I might as well do the wall plants. I might as well do the kelp. These periwinkles are terrible. 398.98. This gives worse experience. Why is the kelp so fucking good? Jesus. completely average. It's just that all the ones after it have like really high sell cost or something, I guess. This doesn't even get good profit. Why does it get less experience? If Kelp is meant to be average and it gets 398 experience, this is after it and gives better experience but gives less experience? Is it just shitloads quicker or something? You don't collect them at the same pace? Okay. That's frustrating that you can't see that necessarily. Makes these deceptive. The graphs take it into account? Oh, the bar charts as such. Used to just show the percentage, right? Now it just provides you with the raw data as well. Well, I've definitely run out of teak. You secretly like that it's confusing? No, it's not a secret, it's just openly confusing. Anyone expect it was at 9,000? 9,000 is such a strange thing to choose. Like 10 is right there. At least it's a full 1,000 marker, I suppose, instead of it being some weird amount. Carpentry makes you a decent little chunk of money, eh? That's why the math was so weird. Yeah. You've been saying that for years. I can't trust your information when it comes to carpentry, Raka. You're blinded by your adoration. Max total levels 9,000. Yeah, imagine that the amount you need for KP goes up every time they release a new episode. With the amount that the total level goes up at the same time as well. They just punish you the later you get into the game. Oh god, that would be like horrible power creep as well. If only the new episode had the appropriate, like, correct logic for what knowledge point should, like, percentile gain should be, and all of the others were nerfed, and it's just like by the time you get to episode 500 or 20, whatever it was, 24, The original ones are just fucking crap for knowledge. Like 0.1 of an XP. 21, right. I got I was already halfway through the level, so I got like half a level in half an hour. So I probably don't finish carpentry today. Sad. That would have been really nice. Would have been really nice. Be getting more than a level an hour. Probably spend a lot of time faffing around misinputting inventory, which doesn't help. Once I'm done with Teak, it's definitely you. And Swathe, I guess, maybe. Menuing's important. Whoever would have thought that? Not like I've ever heard or done a speedrun in my life. I didn't know how important menuing is at all. Twins. You dread leveling them, or is it a thing that you have to do while leveling the character? I've only got 4 more inventories of this or something, or like 5, 6 more. It's the most fucked boss in your opinion? Ah, I see. Press the next milestone. It's so close. I've nearly got another knowledge already. I don't know if my experience gain is going to go down. I suppose it would when I stop doing these planks, though. You should be more. Okay. But worse for knowledge, I assume? I don't know if they give you knowledge on the second bit as well. You can get knowledge with delay. Oh, okay. That might just be better in general then. Crazy. It is really annoying that these are calculated differently if they're like the planks. I suppose. Seek is better than knowledge for sure. Okay, good. That is what I hoped, because that's why I was doing it. Keep complaining to them, telling them it's confusing. $60 less. All out of teak. Will you carry me the rest of the way? I don't know how much I've got. It might not. You think it's a good type of confusing? I just default to I don't understand, thus I will do the highest level. Another knowledge right now. Once you understand it, you can play more efficiently. Yeah. Or you surrender yourselves into just not caring, like me, and then it doesn't matter anyway. Good stuff. I think this one takes 4. Then the next one takes 3 and it probably alternates. Oh, 27,000 flat? Amazing. Each one is 3.6. Ugh. That's a very annoying amount. Oh, wrong thing. 161. Log. Gradually goes up by 0.2 every few levels. Right, so it gets worth more and more and more. Does the jump still exist at like 200 or whatever it was? No? Okay. That was a thing, right? Before? Smooth. That's why it goes by 0.2 every few levels now. That's the smoothening. The level XP increases faster after milestone 4. Right. So the 200 bump is still there in a way. It's just not as drastic as it was before. Because if I remember, it was very drastic at 50 and at 200, right? Before. Does it feel like a bump? Okay. The hill just gets a slightly steeper incline. You know, it's actually increasing. The levels get longer. Much quicker than before for... Right, yeah. It feels like the extra, like, speed doesn't carry you for as long from when you hit the milestone. That, like, 40% boost or whatever you get. Fast at the beginning of every milestone, especially for the passives. The passives get boosted by a disgusting amount, yeah. It's crazy. This is 1,300 an hour, good experience. 2,100. It's like 50% more, basically. The boost is significant. The final teak. Take me to halfway through 47. You hit milestone 8 detective last night. You can passive a level in under 9 hours. Jesus. You get 2 levels worth from 1 lot of passive. The double experience probably helps a lot with that though, right? To be fair. Okay, well I got this half a level in like fucking 15 minutes, so maybe I will be done with carpentry today. Truly torturous for Raka. They don't even get to see the carpentry workshop. Oh, I only have 300 EU logs. I don't know if that's enough. Although I use the lathe as well here, so... F49, yeah. Yeah, I think I have to go down to Poplar. Because I think I already used it with my slave. But I don't know. Maybe I didn't. There should be no way I run out of logs. It would be a travesty if I did. I guess I'll start leveling foraging after that. Just to get that done as well. Get like a progress going on it instead of just +1 that I put into it from making all the numbers go up by 1 because it feel good. Yeah, I have progress across the board. Very close. I am. I'm very close. It is astonishing every time I think about it. Ten, 8, and 3. 21 non-combats to go. And arguably, if I am able to do Blight of Spores at 245 as well, instead of 315, only 21 more combat levels to go also. If I sneaky it early. $42 levels, that's it. Mr. Fisherman gave me some, yeah. There is a world, I suppose, in which this is done. Not next week, because I'm taking the week off, but week after next? Potentially? It doesn't seem impossible. Was surprisingly painless? Good, good. I'm glad you avoided the horror. How much XP is a combat for me? Right now? 276, 278, 277, sorry, thousand. 276,868, but 277. Hey. And then I'd have to get 6 levels, obviously, to get to, Forgotten Things. Which will pop it up a bit as well. This should be good, nonetheless, I'm sure. And at least 1 level from each quest, yeah. That's all I ever hope for, to be honest. Is that I get 1 level for a quest reward. That feels nice to get 1 level's worth. Although it's in the kind of sad but nice spot at the same time now, where it's not relevant for anything other than combat. You know, like when I did the B quest, it was useful across the board. Every single bit of experience was great. Because I needed all of those skills at higher level anyway. Combat's the only thing I need leveled. other than the skills by themselves. Weird stuff. Weird stuff. To get this fucking requirement done. I'm gonna get another one done. Yes. You hope you can actually watch me do Forgotten Figures. I'm gonna do it on the weekend, so you should be able to. I'll do it on Saturday. My thought is that AFK is gonna get me to combat 25, which allows me to do the goblins with the plus 50% loot, the like commandos or whatever they're called. Then I will get either 3 or 4 levels worth of combat tomorrow to put me to just a little bit before or actually at the combat level, basically, with AFK the next day to be able to do the quest. Chiefs, yeah, that's what they're called. And then I want to spend time doing foraging as well. Though, to be fair, if I'm thinking of doing the quest early in terms of levels anyway, although I'm not going to be here for like half the week when I'm on the week off anyway, so it won't even matter that much in terms of AFK experience. Because I'm not going to be able to pick it up. Oh, but it does fuck with your ability to actually get good loot if you have reduced rewards. So I suppose that's something you have to think about. I don't want to go too far beyond the hair beasts, otherwise I lose the ability to get the full amount of the rare loot mod. Yeah. Also, the more passive combat, the less active combat, which means the less knowledge points. Not that that matters a great deal if I just do botanists manually. Maybe get it to like 40, considering the hair beasts unlock at 37. Give me plenty of time to farm them. I can farm them all the way up to 45, which is when the quest unlocks. Give me enough time to get good gear, right? Then if I have any foraging levels left, I can pop it into foraging instead. I'm feeling it. It's gonna happen. Oh, I forgot to lave. Whoops. How many non-combat levels did I get last week? 8, 16, 23. And I needed 23. Well, that sadly means it's unlikely, because it gets slightly longer and longer. That's very funny. Yeah, 23 gains last week, and I need 23 this week. Which would make it hard. Hey, Danny. You hear people aren't happy that Steam is raising the price tags of their deck consoles? Yeah, well then, get angry at AI. There's a reason all of these companies, specifically in tech, are having to raise all of the price and all of the tech-based things, right? Forager level should be decent because they're early. True. True. It's not right at the end like Carpentry is here. The target you're aiming to AI and data centers, yeah. Because they're the things that are making the prices go way the fuck up. Although, hopefully, fingers crossed, the mass overinvestment in that bubble will pop soon. Because they're actually going to have to start paying the fucking costs of it, right? And then there's going to be a lot of companies that are like, this shit is way too expensive for the non-return it gives. Getting ballooned to greed, yeah. Which it always does. It's kind of like a horrible thing. Where like tech in general is suffering due to the greed of the companies in regards to AI. But when they don't have the like grants and loans and whatever the fuck is going on anymore, right? Then the greed will be the reason why they shut it down. Because it'll be too expensive at that point. They can survive till mid-2027 on imaginary money, can't they? Jesus. A year's a long time, but it's also not necessarily that long simultaneously. We can hope that some of the ones that are maybe a little bit smarter dip out a bit earlier, right? In order to sell their stuff to the other dum-dums. And that creates like a chain reaction. Why did the crash in the game industry? You think it was the NES era? Oh, I don't know that. Watch the AI companies just start paying back the money they owe and they won't have it? Yeah. Because it's a fucking sink. That it doesn't earn anything, right? Not to say that things that don't earn money aren't worth the investment sometimes. Because that's ludicrous, but... that's one of those things that just loses money. And the... benefits that it provides aren't. Also, I think if they go with like a pay-to-use type of thing, that just won't work for them either, right? Oh, fake share, yeah. From a like consumer's perspective, I suppose the benefit to them, if you are so inclined to use them, is that it's really a lot of the time quite quick, even if it gives you useless, sometimes nigh on completely fucking unusable stuff. People don't care about that bit, right? They just care about the fact that it's quick. I don't know if people are willing to pay God knows how much money to be able to use fucking ChatGPT. Instead of Googling something. And then clicking on the top result, which is basically what you get anyway. They absolutely are. In general, yeah, but I don't know if they'll be willing to pay that much money is the thing, right? If it was like a $5 a month or something, I'm sure a ton of people would do it. But those centers are so expensive, right? So expensive. That the cost has to be astronomical per user. Underestimate the bounds of human stupidity. What I think you are potentially underestimating is the bounds of human laziness, in which it is less lazy to just Google a thing every now and then that you're interested in than it is to set up a payment scheme to be able to actually use the AI. You gotta make an account and then link your card and... Every time you think about asking a question, you could just, like, not do all of that and just Google it instead. Because making an account is so annoying. I think there's a lot of people who use it as well that aren't in a situation in which they can afford to pay for it. Like students and people who just want to use it because it's new and a fad and all that, right? People who use it just out of curiosity. They're not going to be willing to pay to use it. Already see how many people think Googling Circus is too much work. I think there will be a surprisingly large number of people who, when it becomes something you have to pay for, don't care anymore. I don't think I'm young enough or in the right circles to ever really encountered, other than a few examples of someone talking about looking on ChatGPT instead of Googling it. I've heard it maybe like 2 or 3 times on the stream. Maybe like 5 or 6 if you include Mace's instances as well. Maybe like twice in my personal life. I'm not around the like fake tech bros, you know? Who think they're hot shit when they jump on the newest piece of tech, but actually they're just like terrible. They just don't understand how it works. Company you work for wants to start using it to assist with what you do. Do they understand how expensive it is? I feel like none of these companies understand how expensive it is. Shocker cost has never come up yet. Because it's, a lot of the time, I feel like it's more expensive than just hiring another fucking person who would do a better fucking job of it anyway. It's just silly. I don't get it. GitHub Copilot has started charging based on usage. Some dude went from $39 a month to $5,000. Oh my god. Kept trying to explain to everyone at the end of the day, someone who actually knows what they're doing needs to review it all anyway. Yeah, which means it's entirely pointless in the first place. I feel like all of the legal things that have happened are just the most obvious thing to point to and be like, look, this shit just doesn't work, right? Where there's lawyers who have used it, specifically in the States. And it just hallucinates whole ass cases. These things have never existed. It's crazy to me. And you wanna entrust your business to this thing? The thing that makes you money? Like, you might as well just go and hire a uni student that's on shrooms, who is at least vaguely studying your subject. It's gonna do the same shit. Uni student's probably more accurate. You bet they didn't crank the price all the way. They're still being shy, yeah. It's nuts. Do I never stop following things? The info's only getting worse, yeah. I think it's one of those things. The people who fiddle with tech somehow fail to understand, to a degree, is how much damage a malicious actor can cause so quickly, right? And if you just get like 20 malicious actors together, you can just put it into the fucking bin, like, it's done. The Go playing AI that went 4-1 against the Korean pro lost the one game because it hallucinated it was winning in a corner. Like, that's all it needs to do, is keep track of the Go board. That's it. For a computational thing, that's a relatively simple thing, right? AI is best used on specific use only. It's never a thing that's gonna go away at this point. Like, it's gonna be around forever. The only real, like, practical use of it that makes sense is hyper-specific subjects under supervision from people who know what they're on about. It's the same thing why you don't trust, you know, Becky on the internet who read about the brand new fucking hot, fresh controversy for 5 minutes and has a fully formed opinion and understands everything about the history of the last 2,000 years that went into it. Because they don't know what the fuck they're on about. It's that, except it's a PC making up the history instead of a human being. It's just exactly the same. It will hard die off, though. When it comes to, oh, we have to pay for this shit now? Because it's so expensive. Middle-aged women on Facebook know what's best, don't dismiss them. I'm sure some of them do when they've done actual research. Instead of the ones that are like vaguely basing it off of vibes, you know? The government's putting mold on her tomatoes and you're laughing. putting mold in her tomatoes? Apparently this person does not have good good standard of life. Dude, imagine if the government was in control of decay. That would be horrifying. Just in control of entropy as a concept, basically, is fucked. Hey, appropriate quote. On topic. Well done, Nightbot. Well done. Although horrifying in the content, nonetheless. Oh, that really tickled me, Anton. Government's putting mold in our tomatoes. I love that. It's so funny. It's so perfectly preposterous. I can see it being the exact type of thing that would be said. Ugh. Still some soup left in the fridge. Eat it. Although don't eat it if the government's put mold in it. It wouldn't be very good for you at that point. They've got so much friggin' money. I'm gonna have like 5 gold by the time I'm done with this carpentry. Where the kickback and the rumble shenanigans? I have no idea what that means, so no. Because I don't know what either of those things are. Carpentry, carpentry. It is carpentry. There's like a level and a third left to go, Wrecker. That's it. and then it's done forever. Forever. Never skill about to be done. How does it make me feel? Pretty fucking good. Not gonna lie. Especially since it's done on the first day of the week. Which means that I'm going to be able to level Forager closer to its limit as well. I'm going to be probably sub 10 total required levels in non-combat by the end of this week. I need 118 here, 114 here, so I already basically only need 7 left here and 10 left. 10 left in Forager, 7 left in Botanist. Carpentry's done. Right, that's peasy. I need to get 8 more non-combat levels by the end of the week. That ain't nothing. Ain't nothing. One's basically a handheld break action cannon that loads shotgun shells. The thing that's table, the other's basically the same thing, but it loads grenades instead. I mean, then it makes sense that they would share a skin to me. If they're both breach reloads, have maybe vaguely the same size projectiles. It's maybe a bit awkward from visibility standpoint to see what people are using, which isn't ideal, but hey-ho. Carpentry does take a longer fucking time though, eh? Jesus. At least the sounds are nice. Good sounds. Crazy to me that you got this all the way to 500 third in the world. Absolutely absurd. Basically got 5 gold roll weapons in a row without realizing it from mission reward. That's amazing. Did you keep all of them? Are you able to like get rid of them? Please tell me you did. Otherwise that'd be real painful. I've only got 130 U's left. I think I run out before I'm done then, for surezies. Based on the amount of experience I get from them. I don't know though. I am still at the point where I visually see the experience move. Which is always nice. Every single... saw, at least. I don't know if I'll get it from the lathe, but... Broken gold, but at least the power move's as strong as it's gonna get. Nice. You seem to be running yourself down to be as poor as you can quite frequently in that, so... This seems like the normal cycle of things for you. To make powerful weapons. You make yourself broke. Yeah, maxing. This makes me think of the U4. Gold ain't the problem. It's one of the resources instead, right? There's always one. There's always one resource that's a shithead. The dehydrated is fine. Should probably have a drink then. 7 hours until that indie game stream. Oh, it's slap bang in the middle of the night for me. Yeah, I'm gonna be sleeping. I am intrigued. I'm not that intrigued. Gonna make sure you can do it ASAP. You're gonna be the first one. You're gonna be the first one. You're gonna do the largest fucking tier. Coco likes it. I do as well. I think it's neat. As I said, the second thing I said to you is very reminiscent of a character I used in the first one that I really enjoyed using. So, would definitely be something I would use at least. Which I think makes it interesting. At least interesting enough that I'm interested in it. You got 12k from an event, you know for a fact if you went to upgrade some weapons to the zealot, shit's gone. The highest cost is like 70. But how many times can you upgrade your weapons is the thing, right? If the cost is 70 but you need to upgrade your weapons like hundreds of times, yeah. You flipped it on. It's backwards. Hello, Ein, how are you? Welcome, welcome. When you redeem it, you're gonna force me to use the character? You think you're gonna get a chance to redeem it? I'll probably play that shit on release day, man. $49 carp. The final level dawns. To play it on my own first? I don't play it on my own. I think I'll play it on stream, but I'm probably gonna play it like as soon as possible. The last carp to end. No more carps need to be ended. You are correct. After this one. One very large carp. You've got the funny Ringmaster Hound trinket. Bleed and ranged attack buff the party 20% versus bleeding. Gonna spam Hound Harry. Oh god, yeah, that's gonna be horrible. There's my second botanist level for today as well. Good shit. Pativ, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy. The last carpentry level. The final one. That would be 6 non-combats today. Amazing. Assuming I don't get an entire another botany level, but I doubt I will. Still play it if I play it on my own time? Probably. I like that archetype of character. So. You can upgrade them 50 times if you overpower a 100 weapon. Yeah, see, at that point, 700 per level is actually kind of like 70 a level is kind of a lot, right? Because that's 3,500. To do one level, one weapon from nothing to max. You are out of that 1.2k. You need to get that 3 times to do one weapon. That makes a lot of difference. You're happy I enjoyed it so much? That game was great. That game was great. Super good. Use this game to learn English? Nice. Level 300, however the game is bad. If you don't like it, it might be better to use a different game if you can. I'm sure you could find another free-to-play thing. Because it will be easier to learn if you're enjoying yourself. Right? Brazilian? Nice. I swear there was something else I was playing at some point. don't think they were Brazilian. I think they were from Peru, but it just reminded me because it's South America. That was also free, and they were also using it to learn English. I can't remember what it was anymore. You definitely have some specialized knowledge with this game. Types of trees and fish. And stuff like that. I do not, I'm afraid, no. Only English for me. As much as I try. With other tongues. I don't know what would be a good game to learn a different language in, really. Are you okay there, Iron? What the hell is that? Are you having a stonk, Iron? Do you need a bondulance? This is fucky. German, so you can have Milker on site. Not a language to learn. What would be a good game to use to learn a language? If I was gonna learn a language from a game, it would be Swedish. At which point I would probably just incidentally know enough stuff that translated close enough in German that I could ban rote anyway. So it would be fine regardless. Don't worry about it. Animal Crossing, do you reckon? It's very text heavy, right? Fucking who? Keep wrote and pay of a court order. Yep. It takes two. Oh god. I would have thought you want something that's not too dialogue heavy. I mean, maybe Animal Crossing wouldn't be at worst. Because you do get like lots of little bits where you can explore and look at items yourself and figure out what they are and whatnot. Don't know. If you've got, why play if you don't have fun? Yeah, play something else. I know Brazil struggles currency-wise, but there's loads of good free stuff, right? Another game would be a good idea. Yeah, Solitaire is not a good choice, for sure. Everything's free if you're sneaky enough. Not if you want to stay on the correct level of legality. Although I do know that in some instances that's like just straight up not possible. And I do believe that Brazil is one of those countries. Because people do not localize game prices to their currency correctly fucking at all. It's a disaster. So many people on Brighter Shores acted like Andrew's forcing them to play it. Yeah, it's weird, right? I can understand to a degree. Wanting to play it because you really enjoyed RuneScape or something. But as soon as you've played it for a while, you're not having fun. Just like leave, right? Like, it's not like you can't get the gist in this game in 10 hours. Of what it's gonna be. Not even like, it probably takes like 2. It is very, very odd. Dragon Ball match? Do not get back. People enjoy Dragon Ball there, do they? Wait, wasn't there a big thing about that? Like the finale of it got broadcast in a very public way or something. I can't remember. No, I never really understood in general when people don't enjoy something and they're very actively vocal about not enjoying it all of the time. There is zero fun for them in it at all. Like, a lot of the time I don't really enjoy DBD. As a game. Which is why I don't play it by myself. But it's fun when I'm playing with friends. Because it's just something I can essentially, like, brainlessly do while I'm hanging out with them, and that makes it enjoyable. And there's moments of enjoyment in it, so it's worth playing at that point. But when people, like, only ever say bad things, and they never have any fun with it, I'm like, why are you playing this anymore? League is a big one for that, right? Same with Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds. And then people actively seek out streams of it or of other Monster Hunter games to say that it's shit. And it's like, why? Just... If you don't like it, just go and do something you do like. It is very, very odd. This person's near max level. 8,100? They're up there. Rank 18. Top 10 are all filled at this point. Can I make this show me more? No, I can't. Why is it showing 22? So weird. Weirdly specific. Public viewing events in Mexico, you think? It turned into a legal drama? Oh, right, okay. That would be why I vaguely heard of it. Half a level. That's it. This inventory specifically, I think, puts me at just over half the experience. Hell yeah. Yous will not finish it out though. With only 4 lots of them left. Return from showering. Did you also get a drink? Or did you just drink the shower? So confused about what's going on in the back of my freaking leg, man. Torn up to hell. Like, you're one of the only people that knew what you were getting into with this. It's way more developed than you expected. Nobody knows how indie MMOs started out. I didn't know what I was getting into when I started it, but I very quickly understood what it was, right? And I didn't pay anything for it, so it's not like I lost anything. I mean, this for a while, the reason why my fishing and cooking are my highest skills, despite the fact they don't need to be that high leveled, right? Is specifically because I would just play cooking game. Because it was like calm and repetitive and has like chill noises. While on call with my partner, we were just hanging out and they were going to sleep. This is just chill. I think what is also probably a big factor in a lot of people's minds is do indie MMOs exist anymore, really? To one degree, so I don't know if people really have like a set expectation for what they would expect it to be at. To one point. And also just like, I think expectations of what people expect games to be at have kind of progressed a lot compared to in the 2000s, right? Especially early 2000s. RuneScape's the MMO, the highest longevity, it's got a ton of feedback, yeah. I think a lot of the people who played RuneScape, though, never played that, right? I certainly didn't. I think a lot of people who played it when they were maybe younger don't remember really what it was anymore either. Or it had already become what is now known as old school RuneScape, RuneScape 2 or whatever it was at that point. So it wasn't the same beast of that like incredibly early. Or they played free, which has the same logic to it. I don't know what it says on here. I think it's one of those things that could be... Yeah. This is one of those things where I think the early access little thing on Steam where it's like, how long the game be in early access and all that stuff, right? It fails miserably because it doesn't require an answer. And I think that's why early access is really kind of fucking annoying to me personally. They can't know necessarily. But when did this thing come out? 2024 November? Like, I would not be surprised if this is in early access for like 2 years. So if you played it in November at that point, like, it's early, right? Oops. Early mid 2027. 2.5 years. It's one of those things that makes a lot of sense. If there was just a small number of people who played it and gave feedback, it would have been fine. And it should be fine, but because it's Gower and the expectations that come aligned with that name, because of what it means, it becomes a different playing field when people try it for the first time and they have an expectation. But it still just doesn't make sense why people like functionally torture themselves with it. It's just... Ugh. For some reason they won't land, yeah. Don't play early access if you don't like unfinished games. Yup. It's one of the big things for me at the moment, which is one of the reasons why I actually kind of detest early access, even though I see its benefits and whatnot, is because there's a lot of times where games come out that have like a lot of potential that seem really cool and stuff, and I like the way they look, but I want to wait for them to be at the point where they're actually out because I want to play the finished product. But by the time that arrives, all of the wave of the interest has already disappeared. because it happened during its early access period. It's not an example that I cared for, but Lethal Company, I think, was in early access, right? I don't know if that has any relevance anymore. I don't know if it's even released. It's still in early access. I hope that thing has been updated. Because it says I plan to finish it within 6 months, and it was released 3 years ago. It's just one of those things that's a bit of a bummer, right, where something like that comes out if you're interested in it, but you don't want to play it until it's finished. It gets flavor of the month. There's a million people playing it all at the same time. Ow! And then you still don't play it because you want to wait until it's out. It finally comes out, and it's just never going to hit that same wave because it's already happened. That stings a bit to me. I think it's one of the big downsides of early access that doesn't get talked about. You don't care about playing the biggest wave. I don't either usually, but when it comes to something like, for example, if it's something akin to Helldivers, right, like co-op versus AI type thing that relies on you having like a group of people, the only people who are playing it by the time it releases are like a few very few people who held off until it actually released. And then there's a bunch of people who have perfected the meta, and it's the only thing they've played since it came out. And it's the only thing they've been playing this entire time. So the game's solved before you've even touched it. In that way, which is a bit of a bummer. And then there's like maybe 10% of the total players who played it as new players. So you end up with a very small like pool, right? And it makes things less interesting. For something like that. You had Helldivers. I was just using it as an example. The game itself is better than it would have been. The game itself is better than it would have been, but the fun that you might have got out of it is potentially less. The game is better, but the fun might actually be lessened because you don't get that experience that everyone had of like discovery and interest, and everything's unique and new. Because say you're in a lobby of like 4 people, it's likely that half of the people already know everything. They know what they're doing, they know where they're going, everything is fixed, sorted. And that's a magical bit about gaming. There's that new discovery every time, right? Get that with new updates. It's not the same. It's never the same as figuring out a new update as it is figuring out the base logic, right? It's still nice. It still brings back some of the whimsy and whatnot, but it's never the same as the core experience. I don't think it's the end of the world. I just think it's one of those things that's like sadly lost when the game gets very popular in its early access period. You just miss that magic. Not that it matters ultimately to me at the end of the end of the line anyway, because games release so fucking expensive now that I can't afford any of them when they brand new come out. I have to wait for it to go on sale, and then people have figured out anyway. But it's just one of those things, you know, that's... I think it's kind of it gets lost, and it's never brought up as a point in early access game discussions. 2 friends went off to play their Baldur's Gate playthrough without you. Have I been here for the past 2 hours? I have been here for the past 2 hours, mate. Yeah, that's kind of the game. They have an endgame one? Oh, okay. How high people's expectations are? It's almost impossible to get it right. Dude, fuck people's expectations. I know you can't afford to do that as a game developer, but... fuck 'em, man. Let's be real, they can't get it right anyway. Look at this right now. Look at the reviews. You can't get it right if you do early access. You can't get it right if you don't do early access. Can't get it right if you do live service. Helldivers have been being shat on for its entire existence, basically. Hell, actually, I would argue the best way to do it is to release a pile of crap. Absolute dog shit, miserable existence game, and then fix it up as you've been releasing it. That seems to be the best way to get goodwill. It worked for No Man's Sky. It seemingly worked for Fallout 76. It's, I would argue, even though Odie's not gonna like that I say it, it worked for Wilds. Performance on PC. Everyone's like completely forgiven all ailment there that they had with it. Basically. Could argue World on PC as well. That thing released like shit, as far as I'm aware. They're not that bad as Fallout 76 and No Man's Sky were, obviously. But... that seems to be the best way to get people to be happy. Release a pile of crap and then fix it into being barely playable, and then people are like, "Way!" Not a fair comparison at all. Been a thing ever since games became online? Yeah, exactly. I will laud, and I think, at least in my opinion, they deserve some praise. Carpenter's done, by the way. No Man's Sky specifically. Because I think they did a relatively good job. Everyone's got their own little individual stuff going on with that game, but as someone who had no skin in the game, and also has a degree sometimes of like compulsive lies going on, I understand. But the more and more I feel like I see it, the more and more it pisses me off that I feel like things are released in bad states specifically to be fixed up so that they become playable. Because they know people won't care. Well, these issues would not be a thing if everyone chilled the fuck out. It's a weird balance, right? I think when it comes to early access, if you don't expect to receive something that's unfinished, you quite clearly have not understood the point of early access. Like, it's in the title. Although now that we actually have early access and early access, that's even more confusing. Now that you can pay fucking like 30 quid extra for whatever fuck nugget companies games exist that allow you to get them like a week early. I think it's Ubisoft, I can't remember though. It's usually Ubisoft when it's something bad. Early access is what we're talking about, only, so. You're mega confused. It is a very annoying shortening for sure when EA exists. If you don't know what the topic is, you're like, they left you for it, but you don't have a sociable body right now, but hush. Who's rattling you? Yeah. For both early access, you shouldn't play them. Yeah. You definitely shouldn't play any EA games, that's for certain. That company needs to fade into obscurity and die. Oh, Ubisoft's gonna make a fuckload of money next year as well, aren't they? I forgot. Oh. They're gonna stay alive for a whole bunch fucking longer. I'm so sad. Piss. It's not even next year, it's this year. Cock. Have I seen EA CEO? No, because I don't care who runs these shithead companies, because it makes no difference. They could have 6 CEO replacements in the next 6 weeks. Nothing would change. You had to do a work stuff, you hear forager? Yes. I am foraging. Carpentry is done. It is finished. Who's the CEO of Early Access? Satan. He looks like the most scummiest, manipulative, evil person you've ever seen. Oh, okay, so he's perfect for E8 then. They'll get along swimmingly. EA CEO. Why does he look like he's had plastic surgery to try and give himself a Giga Chad chin? It doesn't look right on his face. It's not very nice to say about someone, but his face don't fit on his face. Do I think I might get a forager level? I doubt it. But maybe, who knows? I got 29k experience to get. I get 300 per flower. 350 per flower. I have to pick a lot of flowers. He doesn't look ugly. He doesn't look ugly though. Just evil. It does look like a supervillain. Uh, 3,500 in inventory, so I would need 17. Not 4. Probably then. I'll probably get 4 inventories worth. I might do. I might very well get a forager level as well. Do not talk to the child. The child is not worth speaking to. It really threw me out of my logic there. Yeah, there shouldn't be a hype wave when early access games release, but it's kind of impossible for there not to be, right? Because people see a fun thing that they enjoy and they think it's really cool and maybe unique in a way, which is what often happens a lot of the time. So people go crazy and start talking to people about it, and then it just spreads and spreads and spreads. And it's not like you can trust anyone who's a content creator in any way, shape, or form to like dampen the perspective on that. They're gonna hype it a million times more. Because it makes them money. Basically. Early access is never early access, especially with online, because no fucking login. Yeah. Yeah, it's just weird, right? It's just a whole bunch of weird shit. I understand people wanting to like keep playing something that they have fun with as well. But that's a bit of a mentality that I can't really quite wrap my head around that exists, I feel, more prominently now. At least publicly than it did before. Is the idea that basically every game has to be a game that you can play forever. Like, Wilds, even in its high rank state, needs to have this, like, incredibly expansive end game, despite the fact that it's gonna be an entire rank afterwards, so it's not even the end game. Stuff like that. I understand the desire for people to play more of a thing they enjoy. But I think it, like, harms the products when every game has to turn into, like, a forever game, right? Or then somehow on the flip side of the coin, people who don't enjoy it feel they need to keep playing it. As is prominent with this game. People don't have fun and then just play it for like 600 hours and it's like, what's wrong with you? You weren't having fun at hour 10. Like, you weren't sunk cost fallacy at that point. I want to say they play anymore. People come into chat and hate, don't actually play. Yeah, probably not. I don't understand that behavior either, though. I understand the one to, like, talk to other people to explain your frustrations and gripes and stuff. That I understand, but you do that with people you know, or on, like, on places that are typically more aligned to agree with you, right? It seems really weird to me to, like, jump into a random place that you have no idea what their reaction is gonna be towards something, to then be like, this thing fucking blows. The thing you don't like, your way to deal with the fact that you don't like it is to expose yourself to more of it? Oh? Instead of having a conversation with, like, a friend and explaining your gripes and stuff, getting it off your chest and then moving fucking on with your life? Playing something you enjoy? That you want to play? Instead of spending, like, hours and hours and hours just, like, shitting on something? It's wild. It's so strange. Hating on shit so bad for your health, yeah. Yep. God knows I was, like, so angry at Monster Hunter Rise for a long time. And most of it wasn't even necessarily my fault, I feel. Stressed me the fuck out anytime someone came into stream and was like, start talking about Rise, and I'm like, oh god, here we go again. Fucking same conversation the 7th time today. Only been streaming for 20 minutes. The eternal problem when you like to host conversation and trying to understand why people don't like it as well. Definitely not enough agree to disagree on the internet. Instead of tribalistic, they disagreed, they must die sort of logic instead. crazy concept, yeah, right? Truly baffling. I apparently don't own gloves. Can I buy gloves? Have gloves been a thing this whole time? Where the fuck do the gloves come from? You make gloves? God damn it. I don't have any of that. Ooh. That's cool though, I like that. I like it when skills feed into each other. Even though sometimes it's frustrating when I don't get to use them because I'm free to play. I still like it when skills feed into each other. It's very enjoyable. I am going to get a forager level. How? No, I'm going to be just shy of another botanist level. I was going to say I might even get another botanist. I think I'm just shy. There it is. Nice. Happy days. It is so weird. Depending on how this goes with my botany levels, this is either the final or the penultimate non-combat skill. That's fucking weird, dude. That's so fucking weird. What do you mean? I'm so close. That's so sad. 359 experience. Why would you do this to me? I should go and grab one of these just to get the like 10% to finish that level. Because that's sad. Imagine hating games in this economy. It's not hating games that's the thing that confuses me. I've definitely got some games that I've played that I fucking detested. That does not, that bit doesn't confuse me at all. It's continuing to play them that confuses me. Mostly. As well as, like, feeling the need to actively seek out people who are enjoying it, and then telling them that you hate it. Feedback to developers and stuff, negative or positive in whatever way, shape, or form, I understand. But you know this, Oni, like Wilds is a great example, right? The people who will just absolutely seek out every single stream of Monster Hunter Wilds to be like, I fucking hate this game. It's like, okay. But like, you could have lived a happier life if you didn't come here and didn't expose yourself to more of the thing you don't like. You chose this. This was your choice. You actively decided to leave and come here. Post-mortal blade Sekiro is gun fort hell, poison swamp full of gun people hell. Just jump through the swamp. The swamp? Oh yeah, the swamp. I think that's there. There we go. That botanist level, just purely because that was going to annoy the shit out of me. I was so unbelievably close to that level. Feels like a good use of the card to get that one level, considering that the next knowledge point gives you more experience as well. So why not? Do not talk to the child. Are you all first level milestones get a life? Oh, true, they are all at one now. Hey! I didn't think about that. Good shit. Great point. Good shit. I hate you, definitely. Just pure rage is all I feel anytime I see your name, Oni. Massive desire to just throttle. Or something, I don't know. What do people do when they're angry? Cry, I guess? That's what I do when I get too angry. You hate the parts they spam in enemies and all of them are covered by someone else. Yeah, if only there was like some way that you could manipulate that back into your advantage with the tools provided to you by the game. That'd be useful, huh? Explain? Well, if you can get a stealth death blow on one person, you can then use the blood smoke thing, the art, to put yourself back into stealth, pick off a few people, and then they're not covering each other as well anymore, and you can just stealth death blow everyone. It just requires you be patient instead of bum rushing everything. You are meant to be a stealthy ninja, after all. A shinobi. You forget that exists? Wow. Unforget. You can also use the mind control thing as well, which also allows you to do the same thing. It's just not as good. Because the smoke one actively puts you into stealth. Okay. The bug men. I know where those are. I know where those are. Also, a lot of the time when people are on higher ledges, like gunners and stuff, even if they're covered by someone, you can throw like shuriken at them and they'll usually die because they have very low health if you just throw a few shuriken. Especially if you've upgraded them. Okay. That is me done for today. I will be back tomorrow, same times, more of the same as it was today. You can see when on that linky link there. There will not be any next week though, because I'm taking a week off, but there will be back to normal the week after. Discord, and that's not YouTube, that's just when again, if you care about those. Until I see you next time, have a good one, enjoy yourself. Peace.